Hello, everyone. I hope you are having a really good day. Today, I want to hop on and talk to you a little bit about why you might be having a hard time consistently finding your ideal client if you are attracting your ideal clients at all. And I want to talk about it today because I actually had two calls today with two separate clients, and this topic came up with both of them. So I thought, you know what, if I'm seeing this occur with my clients and people that I'm working with, I bet you that this is also a problem that other people are having. And it's definitely something that I've noticed when I, creep other people online, because as somebody that teaches marketing and sales and how to consistently find and land your ideal clients, I'm always looking at how people present themselves online to get ideas of what to do or what not to do, and to practice, honestly, like looking and finding gaps in people's marketing and messaging. Because if I can find it in stranger stuff, it makes it easier for me to find it and locate it in my clients' content and marketing and everything like that online as well. And so one really big thing that I've been noticing is that people tend to not create the right type of content. We hear all the time in the space of online marketing and building a business, service-based business that's online, that content creation is king or queen, depending on how you want to look at it. And therefore, a lot of people are focused on creating content. People know that they should write blog posts or post things on Facebook or do Facebook Lives. And they're doing those things, which is really, really awesome. But the thing that they're missing is that they're not actually creating the right type of content for their audience. They're not actually creating content for their ideal client. And this is obviously all under the idea that you already know who your ideal client is. Maybe you don't even know who your ideal client is, and that's why you're having a hard time working with them, which if that's the case, we can talk about that. But when it comes to content, and this is a really great strategy for you to kind of do a quick little assessment on yourself and your own business on, are you creating the right type of content for your ideal clients? And I want you to actually think about, what is your tagline? So when you introduce yourself to other people, or maybe it's on your website or your bio, how do you actually describe what it is that you do? And I just copied and pasted mine from my bio, and I'll read it out to you. And so one of the things that I write is that I specialize in helping ambitious women create their own signature strategy to attract their ideal clients consistently, so they can make more money, have a larger impact, and serve more clients. And so when you look at that being my tagline, what you're going to want to see in my content is that I create content that supports that tagline. And again, this is where a lot of people go wrong, and this is the assessment that you can do for yourself, is look at how you describe what it is that you do and who it is that you serve. And then I want you to really analytically and seriously and honestly ask yourself, when you go through the content that you've created, does your tagline and the content that you're creating match up? More often than not, I'm finding it actually doesn't. And I was looking through this again. I was doing an assessment of my own clients' marketing, their messaging, their branding, all that kind of stuff, because part of what I do to when I work with them. And what I realized was that they had good taglines in terms of who it is that they served, but their content didn't really follow that up. It didn't reinforce it, which leads your audience to believe two things. One, that maybe you don't actually help that type of person, because we believe more what we see and what we hear and what we kind of digest and observe of you than we do your tagline. Therefore, it doesn't really matter what your tagline is if the things that we're kind of consuming of yours online doesn't actually add up to that. It's not going to inflict a lot of trust in us, and therefore we're not likely to actually want to work with you or reach out to work with you, because we're still not actually convinced that you can solve our problem. Because again, remember, nobody knows who you are or what you do. So even if you have the best, like I help blank with blank statement, if your content and the things that you're putting out there don't align with that, that statement means nothing, because it's not actually going to garner enough trust or interest with your audience. The second thing, and one of the reasons why it's important too, is we do need a lot of no trust with a person before we want to move forward in working with them. Therefore, when you read my tagline, I help people find their ideal client consistently so that they can make more impact, make more money, and spend more time serving their clients than they actually do trying to find them. You're going to check up on me and see, I can say I do that, but you want to actually see if I have the skills to back that up. Therefore, you're going to check out my videos. You're going to listen to my podcast. You're going to read my posts on Facebook or read my posts online. You're going to go to a talk or a workshop or a webinar that I run. But you're going to look at everything else that I do to see if I can actually solve your problem. And it's through the content that you consume of mine that actually is what makes you determine if you want to work with me or not. And then that's when you book in a strategy call, and that's when you become a client. And I hear this time and time again from my own clients, people who are working with me, that they've been following me for a really long time, absorbing my content. And because of the things that I was posting and talking about, it reaffirmed in their mind that I was the person to help them. Because, and this is my next point, I was actually giving people tangible things in my content. It's not all fluff. And so one of the things too, again, in making sure that whatever your tagline is, that it actually matches up with the content that you're producing, is that a lot of us are really scared of marketing and putting ourselves out there, especially online. I feel you. I'm actually doing a talk this week at a conference on how to overcome your fears of marketing yourself online. So I know that it's a real thing. And so because we are so self-conscious of really putting ourselves out there, what we do is we half-ass it. And so we create content that's safe and easy. And we trick ourselves into thinking that it's going to make the impact that we want it to make, and that's going to build the trust that we need to build, and that it's going to get us the clients that we want. But all that it does is it entertains people, but it doesn't actually make an impact on them. It doesn't actually move the dial in terms of them wanting to go from being in your audience to actually wanting to work with you. And so one of my suggestions to you, again, on top of making sure that your content matches your tagline, is create content that other businesses make their audience pay for. So again, I want you to create content, and I want you to put out free content that other businesses, other people in your industry will make their clients pay for before they get access to that information. If you start putting out that stuff now, you don't need to be a coach or a consultant to do that. You can be a photographer, and you can be, putting out, say you do branding photography or wedding photography. You can look at information and strategies or ideas or concepts or themes that people only release to their paying clients, and release that stuff to your audience, because that will ensure that you're not creating fluff content. It will also allow you to stand out from other people in your market. And it's really going to impress people, because they're going to be like, holy crap, like, look at all of the stuff that this person's giving me for free, or look at all the stuff that this person's doing and I'm not even paying them yet. I can only imagine what it would be like to actually work with them. And this is another really great way to make sure that you're creating impactful content. Don't just make noise. Don't just share quotes to share quotes. Don't just talk about things that are easy for you to talk about. Don't just talk about, things or themes or ideas in your business that, are super simple. I want you to challenge yourself and put yourself out there and focus on creating quality content for your audience. Because if you create quality content for your audience, they will turn into paying clients. They will turn into raving fans of yours. They will work with you for years to come. And I'm speaking from experience, because I have clients that have been working with me for years, and part of it is because of the type of content that I create. They absolutely love it. And every time I go live or every time I post something, I'm saying something of importance to them, and it resonates with them. And then therefore they want to work with me. And then that's why I'm consistently attracting my ideal client. And so those are really two of the things that I want you to think about is, again, is your tagline, the thing that you help people solve, is that actually being reflected in your content? And then the second thing is, are you kind of fearful and scared and anxious, which is normal when it comes to marketing? And therefore, are you hiding by putting out kind of fluffy, easy content versus really diving into the juicy, good stuff, giving away real, tangible information results? And again, give away things that other people will make their clients or customers pay to get. So I hope that helps. And if this is something that you're struggling with, obviously reach out to me. But as always, keep kicking butt. You guys are doing better than you think you are. And I'll talk with you next week. Bye.